Hey guys, today we're out here going to do a review, an update review on the Cyclamatic e-bike. We've had this and we've put about 110 plus miles on it now. And I just want to go over some of the things I like and dislike. Not many I dislike, so follow along. We just thought we'd just do an update on the Cyclamatic C2 e-bike. We added a few things to this the bike. This little pouch, we added this on. I did another video on it. This thing has been great. I've got there are zippered pouches like on both sides here, but you know, I put there's a little tool bag that come along with the e-bike, and I've used that a lot. Little things, you got to tighten things. One thing that I had to tighten up was the kickstand had came loose, and so you know, I just tightened a couple bolts up. But that's one thing to check. I noticed a few little things coming. I noticed a few little creaks. When I ride it, I hear a clicking sound, and I haven't really found what it is. It's been clicking for quite a while, but it doesn't seem like it being affected anything there. As a less expensive bike, it's probably not as solid as maybe some expensive one. I've never had any experiences with the more expensive bikes. We should send me one for a review. I would definitely go over it and do a comparison between an inexpensive bike and a more expensive bike. We did have an issue with the battery. We had to get a new charger. The charger went bad, and the company, I reached out to them, and they first wanted me to send the whole battery and charger in, and I convinced them that it didn't need to do that. The only problem was with the charger itself. Apparently the charger went bad. They sent me new chargers, working great. So that was the only issue that we had since we've got it, was just the charger, which was a very minor, and they took care of it. It was no problem at all. We used this cell phone here. It has a app that I installed on it. I can keep track of mileage. It actually will lay out a map, tell me where I've been. It uses GPS, so that is another addition I added on, but wasn't originally with the bike itself. But as far as overall with the bike in itself, I haven't really found hardly anything that's of any type of a problem. You know, a little maintenance here. You got to tighten things up as being, but that's just standard maintenance. You know, the clicking noise that I have found, I keep kind of looking for it. Hasn't really caused any issues, but we'll continue to check it out, kind of see where that's coming from. Adjustment, you know, the seat, other ones have asked me about how low. I have it set as low as it can get. I'm pretty short. I have a 28-inch inseam, so I'm a pretty short guy, and so it's for a short person it'll work. It'll go up kind of tall for a tall person, so you know, that's not really an issue. All the times I've put things around, it's no issues at all. We have folded this in two. I'm going to show you a little thing here on the back where you release the lever where there was a nut came off, but it actually made it easier, and it's really not needed on there, so I'll show that to you. I folded it in two, put it in the camper. We've taken it all over the place. Skinny tires, if you want to go off-road, the skinny tires won't go as well in soft areas like sand and stuff, so you might want to upgrade that to a fatter tire bike. But as far as what we're using it for, this thing has been phenomenal. I highly recommend it. We added mirrors to it. I notice a lot of people don't have mirrors, but I like to know what's coming behind me, you know, cars and stuff, that keeps on the safety side of it. So we've added a little padlock to it where I use that, lock it up at night or lock it up when your place is on it. So, but overall, the main impressions of it after over 100 miles, about 110, 112 miles I've went now, is no issues at all. Really enjoying it a lot. All right, this is the mechanism right in here that folds. This had a nut on the end of it here. This little shaft in here is threaded. The nut was a backup, but what was happening here is when you pull this loose and pull this out, move the pedal out of the way, this nut back here was keeping it from coming loose. The nut came off, so this has, I don't know if you can see it up underneath there, there's a pin that goes through this little lever. You got to kind of pull that up a little bit to release that, to get it to come off of the thing. See how it's coming, how I can open that up, and this it will fold in two. I had someone send me a message about that one. No, they couldn't get it released there. And basically that's what it does. You got to pull it together there. So hear it click. When it clicked in place, that means down underneath here, there's this little thing has a pin on it, comes down and locks in place. Put it tight, and that'll do it in. But the nut that came with that, at this point, I've been riding it for a few days without that nut on there and no issues whatsoever. But that was one little thing I found that, you know, I took the nut off, and it seemed to help that quite a bit. All right, the only thing I've really had to tighten up is these nuts here. I noticed the kickstand was getting wobbly, and they just need to tighten up. A very minor thing there, but I did tighten those up with no issues whatsoever. The battery itself, I have never ran the battery down. It always shows all the bars on this. I've rode, probably the highest I've ever rode is about 10 miles. And then it takes about 2 to 3 hours to charge back up again. So after we got the charger replaced, there was no problem. The charger, just the lights wasn't working in it. It wasn't showing. A green light comes on when it's fully charged, and that just didn't work. So they sent us another one with no issues at all. So that has worked out really good. So that's the only real issue that I can say I have had. Again, I showed this was an add-on, this little pouch here. I'll leave links there in Amazon where I got this. I really like this pouch. It has really came in useful. I've strapped it up to the springs up here to the top. There's straps that goes down underneath it. It's held up really, really well. I've used this to put my little tool bag in the back here. You can throw a light shirt or a little jacket in the back here. I've got some things. I've been doing some geocaching. Throw my sunglasses in there. This is the only other thing I've had. Now when I fold this in two, I strap it together with this strap that came with it. Well, this did break off. These have, I'll show you on this side, there's a little clip that goes like this. Well, this did one side. It was probably my own fault, but that did break off. So that's the only other issue I had. I use that. You can strap stuff on the back, or I said I strap the wheels together when I fold it up. I just use a regular bungee strap. That helps keep it in place. So when you turn this on, this gives you a battery indication. You see, now this has been fully charged up. The battery says full. I have never had it one time come down to one light below, so it would show it like 3/4 charge. And again, I said most of my rides are between 6-8 miles long, and I've used it a lot. You have the 3 different speeds. You have your low, medium, and high, and I use it a lot on the high speed. I have not, this turns the light on the front. Let me show you the light here. Now I haven't really used that light much because I haven't rode it at nighttime. But you know, everything has worked good. I said again, I ride on high speed most of the time. If I'm in an area that's a park or something that goes slow, I will ride it into the lower, the medium, just to keep it a little bit slower. Alright, I use this app here. It's called Speedometer, the one that says 69 here, and this is how I keep track of my distances and that.
GPS is connected.
You can hear it said GPS connected, so it does connect upwards of the GPS, but it keeps track. You can go to this area here. Whoop, that's how you can name a trip, but you hit the little sign here and it shows you all these different records. It'll actually GPS, and you can save each one of those and follow it back. And I actually did a video of that using the background screen. This gives you statistics. It shows I have rode this a total of 112 miles has been my total trip. I use this every time I go because this particular unit does not come with a speedometer on it. Some of the higher dollared ones go, but you're paying almost 3 times as much money to get this little unit built in. So that I use this thing. You can just download it. It's a free app. It has a few upgrades you can add. You know, $1, $2, or $1 there to a few features it'll put onto it, and it'll keep track of everything. But you got to turn it on each time you go out. Hold this little button there, and it goes off. So I use that a lot. That's been a very valuable tool. Got this little bell. I didn't put that on at first, but it's just a little flipper bell. Just kind of fun to have it on there. This is the 6 speeds. Now, I'll be honest with you, unless you're riding the bike itself, the speeds really don't do much. It makes it easier when you start to take off. If you have it in a higher gear, it's a little harder to pedal to get it. And once the motor kicks in, it goes to town. You don't really need it. It's just kind of a free pedal on it. So really the speeds, unless you're just riding it as a bicycle, has not much to do with the e-bike part of it. Now, the only other thing I've noticed is these handle grips. They tend to move on me. Now, I keep thinking I'm going to put some glue on them. I haven't done that yet. You know, I don't feel like I'm pulling them around, but they're always changing position. I like this position here where this here part here, I put my hands on it and hold you in place. But I do notice they tend to move. I've thought about either replacing the grips with something different or just gluing them. I haven't tried that yet there, just to try to glue them on. If you glue them on, you might have to cut them off if you ever wanted to replace them, but that would be no problem if you was going to replace it anyways. Alright, I was a little concerned about when I put the mirrors on. I love those mirrors. I like to know what's coming behind me for safety's sake. But when I moved this to let the handlebar go down, you see this lever, you pull up on this lever, and that'll really, you see how easy it was? And then the handlebars will lay right down. I thought maybe the mirrors would be in the way, but I haven't had that issue with it at all. Yeah, I can put them or down, fold it in two, and put it right into the camper or wherever I want to put it there. But that has been really easy. Folding it too, it's not extreme hard, but it's not extremely easy either. I showed you how to release that. You can release that down, put that back up, just clip it in place. I don't know if I can kind of give you a quick little overview. Folding two, you release this lever here, and then you got to kind of push forward. Kind of hard to film it and show at the same time, but either way, maybe I can show you here with the other camera. Alright guys, I want to kind of attempt to show you how to fold this in two. This little lever here, when it's in place, it's clipped in. And as I said earlier, this little nut on the back, I removed it. Seems like it operates easier. So to release it, you just release this lever, open this up. You got to kind of pull on it. There's a little pin underneath that releases it. And when you do that, see, I ain't got it released yet. And again, it's not the easiest operation. You see, this is probably the most difficult thing that I've dealt with on the bike is folding it. It will come. What I've noticed, the pin underneath there, I gotta pull it forward. There it goes. Now you see how I struggled with that? That's probably one of the few things I haven't enjoyed with the bike. Once you get it to release, you can just pull it back around. Of course, you want to pull your pedals in. Just push forward and they go up. It's a little struggle to do that, I gotta admit. That's probably one of the least things that I have enjoyed is folding in two. And then even coming back, you've got to get this thing up. See how that went up there? And that seems like that's the hardest thing to come up with. That's probably the biggest struggle I've had with the bike. The pedals back are very easy, flip them back out. But it's not easy to fold. It really is not. And then it's awkward to pick up. So But I don't think even the higher dollar ones are going to be easier. I really feel they're all going to be kind of a struggle when you start folding them up, because it puts everything in an awkward position. So, but beyond that, everything else I've really enjoyed with the e-bike. Well, hey, that's my little update review of the Cyclamatic. It's a C2 e-bike. It's really been a great bike, but I thought I'd just do a little video here, just show you a few little quirks about it. Buy it again? I most definitely would buy it again without even hesitating. The prices went up about $100 since I purchased this one. It's like everything else, things go up, but it's Christmas season. I do believe things tend to raise them up, then run sales on it just to make it sound like a deal. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But anyways, I would highly recommend it. After 112 miles, it's still going good. I'm hoping it helps. Maybe we'll do one later on, a couple hundred miles, and show you how it's working out. So appreciate you guys. Hey, if this was helpful, give us a thumbs up. And if you have any comments or questions, leave it in the section below. And again, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. I do all kinds of videos on different things. Check our channel out. We have a lot to offer. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys the next time. Happy e-bike riding. If you'd like to support our channel, we have links down below that you can click on. We're an Amazon affiliate. We have stickers available. We have a t-shirt store where you can buy t-shirts and coffee chat mugs. Or if you just want to support us, you can support us through the PayPal link. So we appreciate all your help. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.